So here we are at Chase Meadow Community Centre. Nice hall. And I just wanted to have a quick talk today really about sizes of bouncy castles. So it's something which is a bit strange in the industry. I mean, this is rated as a 16 by 18 foot bouncy castle. So 16 foot from here to here. And because of the slide, it's wider that way. So that is 18 foot from here to the other side. The way the industry talks about bouncy castles, for example, we've got low height 10 by 12s, that type of stuff. It doesn't really give a clear enough a picture because, of course, you've got your 16 foot from here to here, but naturally you've got to have mats on the end, and you've also got to have a bit of runoff as well. You can't start having a tree in the middle and all that type of stuff. Naturally, with a slide, of course, it's very wide. Most castles are not that wide with the slides. The other thing as well to take note of is that there's a fan at the back of every castle has a fan on it. Some of them have two, of course. Some of them go out the side. For example, they could come out from that side, but this one in particular comes out from the back. Now, the legal requirement is it's 1.2 meters long. This one, I think, has it written on the size. Blow tube 1.3. Okay, so they've made that a little bit longer. It's perfectly fine to go longer. The main reason being that if the children are climbing the walls, which of course they shouldn't be, and they were to climb over the end, they could potentially, if the fan was a lot closer, fall onto the fan, and naturally you don't want that type of thing happening. Now, I believe all of our castles, apart from maybe one, has a net on the back, so it's impossible for them to get past and to do that. But yeah, so 1.2 meters, plus there's also the fan, that's a good foot long, and you need a bit of wiggle room as well, because when the castle is bouncing, it will move the fan against the wall, and of course if it's too close it can dent the wall and cause damage, you know. So the other thing as well is height. So I'll just turn that on. Now, the height of course is very important. Now in this hall, this is their carpeted room. This hall has a lovely height of ceiling, so there's no problem at all. We could put any of our equipment in here, but there's quite a lot of, it's a very overlooked item. I mean, this castle is 15 foot tall, so you need 16 foot of wiggle room. Now, they've got hanging lights in here, but of course, because they're so high up, it doesn't matter. But, you know, it's very easy to go off what the booking secretary or whoever you're booking the hall with says, oh, we've had castles in here before. What they don't tell you, though, is the height of those castles, because, of course, there's huge differences in between a low height 10 by 12 castle, ours are 10 foot high, and, for example, a 10 foot slide, which turns, I think off the top of my head, comes to about 15 foot high, something like that. So there's a massive difference in between that, and obviously non-commercial castles, which you shouldn't be using, but they do crop up. There's companies obviously out there who are quite happy to do that. You know, those castles are tiny, so you know, what I'm saying is don't go off what they say, just get a measurement off of them and go on to whoever's hire's website you're looking at, and they should have a required space, is normally what it's called. And so that tells you how much space is required. It includes things like the mats, the fan, you know, any mats out the side, extra space you need for runoff, and heights as well. Luckily it hasn't happened to us very often because we've got the required heights on our website, and obviously we make sure that the customer knows about it as well. But it's just something that you want to look into. We've had it in, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, we had an occasion where a gentleman booked us, and the space for it was tiny. You wouldn't fit any castle in there, not legally anyway, because of course it was outdoors, and part of it was grass and part was slab. That's another thing, of course, is if it's outdoors, it's all got to go on grass, because naturally, if there's wind, you get accidents if it's not, you know, secured properly. But we'll save that for another video, I would say. And yeah, hopefully that's cleared up a couple of things for you, and we'll hopefully catch you soon. Cheers.